I'm Suraiya Padiyath Abdulla, and I'll be graduating this semester, spring 2026, with my doctoral degree in instructional technology, and I'm from Patton College of Education. My dissertation topic is effectiveness of a degree planning tool in student success in higher education institution. So what I did was I looked into an advising technology, specifically a degree planning tool, and looked into how this tool was used for supporting student success. So my dissertation used qualitative case study methodology, and what we did is we looked into advisors' perspectives within the real advising settings as to how they used this tool and how it supported them, supported students in student success. The findings was that the tool was very effective when it was used in real advising settings with the student. It was not effective as a standalone technology. And another thing is when the tool was aligned best with the other advising and integrated with other advising systems, then the tool was very effective in providing academic clarity for the students, making students engage with their graduation pathways and things like that. At the same time, what we found was when there was gap in the design features, or when the tool was not aligning to other systems, advisors had to use a lot of manual workarounds, and that was leading to a lot of cognitive workloads into them. They were still supporting students, but what we found from the findings was that it was only useful for a short term, but it did not relate to long term sustainability of the tool. So what we got understood from the feedback is that technology, as all technologies are, it has to go through that iterative adaptations and enhancements based on how advisors use it and based on the needs, which are always evolving. And it has to evolve based on the real world advising setting needs that advisors provide. So, for example, I used a qualitative case study, right? And the qualitative case study data was very overwhelming. I had data from observation, interviews, and document analysis, and triangulating all these data and organizing and interpreting. It was really hard for me. But again, it was a good learning experience because this was the first time I was using qualitative data. For my master's, I used quantitative, and I understood that how easy quantitative was instead of the qualitative data. So that was really overwhelming for me, but again, a good learning experience. But my advisor, Dr. Jesse Stricker, he was very helpful. My methodologist, Dr. Yunjin Jo, was very helpful. So what I did was I did a lot of independent study. So when I was going through that initial processes of narrowing, my topic was very broad. So to narrow down the topic, I did a one independent study for chapter 1. Then for chapter 2, I did an independent study with my methodologist, and they helped me a lot with all those initial struggles. Fortunately, my advisor, Dr. Jesse Stricker, introduced me to TAD after my data analysis process. And unfortunately, I hope that I knew this before, because after my data analysis and before I was starting to begin writing chapter 4, that was when Dr. Stricker told me, Suraiya, why don't you start using, I think you should be starting using the TAD template to write chapter 4. And I had no idea that this template existed. So I went to the website, downloaded the Patton College of Education template, and there I discovered the formatting 101 videos. And then I understood, by that time, I had already completed the first 3 chapters, and I understood why formatting was a mess for the first 3 chapters. But at least I went through the template, I read through all those instructions, step-by-step instruction. I went through those, I think there were 7-6 videos, very short videos, but very clear. I went through those formatting one-on-one videos and used that for chapter 4 and 5. And then I copied the first 3 chapters back into the template and reformatted it, everything. So that was the first time I got introduced to TAD, but I hoped that I knew it before. Because my process was I used, my dissertation, through my dissertation process, I used each chapter as one big assignment. So, after chapter 1, I used to send it to my advisor, get it rewritten, revised. We revised it a lot of time, got feedbacks, but, I didn't format at all initially because I didn't know about this resource. So I hope students start writing their dissertations from the template, go through those instructions step by step, because it will save a lot of time for you later on. So before I started the TAD process, even if there were a lot of instruction videos, I was struggling a lot with formatting the tables. So I had around 15 table, and the APA table formatting was something very new I was not familiar about. And in spite of going through it a lot of times, I was still struggling. So then I discovered the office hours that Kiran Pugh had, so I scheduled meeting with her, walked through, the formatting process, all the borders and shading, we walked through it together during the meeting, and we fixed all the tables. And then during the meeting, she guided me through all the processes that I had to follow, the deadlines I had to follow, the expectations that TAD services had. That was very helpful. So I didn't know about the pre-defense formatting. I missed that deadline. I didn't know about that office hours that TAD services provided. So if I had known that before, I would have definitely used that. So if you have question, even if it's a one question or a lot of questions, reach out to TAD. Ask, if you're not more comfortable with, reaching out directly, use the office hours rather than emails, because you get your answers answered very quickly.